welcome to the Commentary Resort. I'm your host, Tommy, along with
Cody
and Zach.
This week's news, there's been some Fastpass Plus changes. So the updated system ensures that if you book a hotel 6 months in advance, cancel a reservation, your Fastpass reservations would also be canceled. What do you guys think of this?
It's a smart idea. I've read a lot about people who were cheating the system by just booking a hotel and getting their fast passes 6 months in advance, and then they just canceled their reservation so they could keep their fast passes.
I didn't even know it was a trick till I learned they were getting rid of it, so I thought it was kind of funny. I wish I would have tried it because I didn't know it was part of it.
Yeah, it definitely keeps it fair for all the guests.
Well, they got a 3-month head start because annual pass holders have to wait till 3 months in advance, so now you get it 3 months earlier.
That's true. So I wonder if they're going to change that down the road for pass holders. As a pass holder myself.
No, I think they'll keep that 3 months in advance. Just they wanted to make sure if you're staying on a resort, you get a little more bang for your buck, probably.
That's true.
That makes sense.
All right, so our second news story is Ralph and Vanellope have left the arcade and jumped into the World Wide Web. On the internet, these best friends can find everything and meet anyone, including you. Venture through a portal at ImageWorks to join them online. Get ready for a buzzworthy encounter in this virtual dimension located in the Imagination Pavilion. So, I know this is a bit older news, but what do you guys... Any thoughts?
It's fun. I mean, I like new meet and greets. They're fun to go see, but not exciting, I guess.
The idea was a little weak how to get them there. Figment opens a portal. To me, the big story in this isn't the meet and greet. It's what are they doing to Innoventions in this new EPCOT. So they already moved one character meet and greet. Once they move the character spot with Mickey, Minnie, and all them, I think that all but ensures those buildings are getting bulldozed.
That's true.
I think that's the... It hasn't been announced yet, but I think that's the story is why did they move them? What are they doing to these old buildings?
Yeah, and that definitely makes a lot of sense. So for the meet and greet in general, the show scene for it is really interesting. Them coming out of the portal, it's definitely one of their better ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks great. My question now is, does that mean Journey into Imagination is safe for a little while? Because they just redid all that. Are they going to touch the rest of ImageWorks? I
don't think they would. Again,
so,
just because, especially with all the other giant changes coming to EPCOT, I feel that's since they have something new there, they don't really have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, they have so many other things in the docket to really worry about that being one of their main ones.
Yep. All right, so our third news story is changes are coming to the EPCOT main entrance, where the plaza will welcome guests with new pathways, sweeping green spaces, and newly reimagined fountain. This new design will pay homage to the original park entrance, with fresh takes on classic elements. As part of the new entry experience, Leave a Legacy photos will be moving into a beautiful setting just outside the park's gateway. Additional significant redevelopment will begin between Spaceship Earth attraction and the World Showcase Promenade, where details about the transformation of this area will be announced at a later date.
Oh, I didn't read that part. I didn't realize that they're changing the transformation from... Was it from Spaceship Earth to
the the promenade? Yep.
Okay, so they will be changing that whole... Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So again, this goes with Zach. Your them destroying or getting rid of Innoventions.
Oh yeah, that's getting bulldozed.
Yeah.
If you look at the concept art, which take this with a grain of salt, those buildings aren't behind Spaceship Earth. It could have been the artist just half drawing it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's signifying, those buildings are going to be gone and we're going to need a wider opening. Guardians is coming in, so they might want a bigger opening to get that flux of people.
That's when you first walk in the base, it's going to be to the left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those buildings, there's a Starbucks over there, Mouse Gear, the Electric Umbrella, and both Innoventions. One of the Innoventions is already gutted. All that's in there is Joy and Sadness, I believe, right now. And Baymax.
Baymax, yeah.
So.
And the other side, there's, I think, only 1 or 2 interactive experiences, and even then, they're very, very small.
Yeah.
Well, they moved the DVC picture spot. That used to be in Innoventions where if you were a DVC member, you'd get 1 free photo with a mystery character, and they print it out for you on a nice piece of paper. That moved towards the Imagination Pavilion. I forget if it's in there or if it's in the Pixar Short Fest. But that used to be in Innoventions, and that's already gone. with all the old video games that were historically out of date.
Yeah.
That's very true.
So I don't see those buildings lasting very long.
No, and again, going back to the whole getting crowds in for the Guardian Coaster, because we all know that's going to be a huge hit.
Can we talk about Leave a Legacy? Are we happy or sad those are going?
Well, they're not going. Are they just moving it to
They're moving, yep.
the front?
I'm interested to see what the final product for that's going to look like. I'm hoping it's going to be worthy enough for...
Well,
for
it's I believe
this.
when you buy it, your contract is 20 years on Disney property.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, it doesn't say
it
necessarily
doesn't say
where.
Epcot, it says Disney property.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. They're saying outside of Epcot, but for all they care, they can move it to the All-Star Resort.
That's true.
But however, wherever they move them, I think it's going to be their permanent spot for a while, because I
Yeah.
can't imagine those things being easy to move around.
Yeah, I like the look of the new entrance a lot. Actually, I do like. It's like when you go on the in Tomorrowland, when you go through the People Mover and you see like the original Epcot, like the look of that, like it is harkening back to that, and I think it's kind of cool looking for that. But I'm really excited for the new entrance. I like it looks open, so I feel like the pictures are gonna be a lot better there. Because I don't mind the look of like the entrance now, but like I think this one will be a lot cooler for pictures and stuff like that.
Yep. Alright, so finally, this ongoing evolution of Epcot includes plans for a play pavilion that'll be unlike anything you've ever seen at the park. This new space will be devoted to playful fun and feature an innovative city that'll come to life under the dome of the unnamed pavilion previously known as Wonders of Life. The Pavilion City will be bursting with interactive experiences, your favorite Disney characters, hands-on activities, engaging entertainment when it opens just in time for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. So, for this...
They're doing something with Wonders of Life.
And this story came out of nowhere. This was
Yeah,
just...
it was just sort of a random drop.
Yeah.
Although I'm a bit hesitant on it just because it's replacing the main building for the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is they can easily move it literally anywhere else. I know the two of you aren't the biggest fans of the Food and Wine, but as a big food lover myself, I will miss it.
So that's going to be right next to Guardians of the Galaxy. Right now, yes, put anything, get something in Wonders of Life. However, that's going to be prime real estate when Guardians of the Galaxy opens. Is that a worthy thing to go there? Because you can argue Guardians of the Galaxy is for teens and adults, and this play pavilion is going to be for little kids. So it kind of, that area is now for everyone. But it's going to be right there. You've got the Mission Space restaurant opening down there. I don't know. I have to see.
Is that in the same area too?
That's going to be right next to Mission Space. And Mission Space is right in between.
Yep.
It's a huge... People forget how big that pavilion is because that's where Body Wars used to be.
That's right. Because look at the concept art. It's like, I don't really get what they're doing here. They have a picture of a cinema in there. They have a hotel. And then they have the Let's Play thing. But I don't...
It looks like...
There's a facade? Like, there's going to be random...
It looks like to me... Did you guys see Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Yeah, it does look a lot like that.
That's
the
what
city
it looks
and
like
that.
to me. Is that why Buzzy got taken out? Did Buzzy really get stolen?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I was telling Tommy, not to change the subject, my idea for the Guardians of the Galaxy queue would be... So the storyline is Peter Quill goes... We're going to Epcot because Peter Quill went there as a child.
Oh, it's literally going to Epcot?
Yeah,
that's
so
kind of
that's...
fun, actually.
So, like, all the pictures in the queue are, like, him with Maelstrom, the old Journey into Imagination. And then I just want to see the Buzzy animatronic with Rocket.
Yeah,
that would be
that
fun.
Rocket stole it. So, like, you get all the history, like, you can see young Peter Quill, Maelstrom, Journey into Imagination, World of Motion, kind of to tie all the old Epcot
That'd be actually really fun.
But I really want to see Buzzy in there, stolen by Rocket. Will Disney do that? Probably not, because they'd have to acknowledge that
it was stolen.
But
yeah,
I think that would be
That'd
hysterical.
be awesome, actually. That would be great. It'd make me want to go through a queue.
Exactly. I'm sure their queue will be phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
It'll probably have the animatronic Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
But the worst thing is I put that idea in my head, and if it's not there, I'm going to be disappointed.
That actually is a great idea. I like that a lot, actually.
So, staying on the topic of Marvel and jumping back to topic a little bit, the way I look at the Play Pavilion is if and when Disney does acquire the rights for the rest of the Marvel characters, the way it looks, I feel they could easily transform that into a very small version of the Stark Expo.
Yep.
That they're planning
Yeah.
on. Since it's going to be right next to
It
Guardians.
already has that futuristic look to it.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be too surprised about that. Again, it really wouldn't be big enough to house all of the, at least like one or two or three attractions, but it
Yeah.
could probably hold one. Maybe bring over like the Iron Man experience or something.
That's Body Wars is the Iron Man experience pretty
Yeah.
much.
Exactly.
So,
Are there any attractions in the Play Pavilion, or is it just...
they haven't announced anything. It was just kind of a out of nowhere.
That's why I'm so
announcement.
confused about what this is.
Maybe D23 they'll say something,
Yeah.
but they're
They're saying it's first of its kind. They keep making that like a big point that we've never seen anything like it. whatever
it's just
that
going to be a
means.
big interactive. I think it's going to be a better version of what ImageWorks is supposed
Okay.
to be.
Hmm.
Now we knew they were doing something with not World of Motion. I'm sorry, the Wonders of Light Pavilion, because they've had big execs over there looking at it for quite some time. They redid the exterior, so you knew something was going down. You just didn't know what, and it just kind of when this came out of nowhere, it was like, really? It's a random day to
It
announce
is
it. But everything
very random.
Epcot has just been coming out of
Yeah.
left field.
Which I'm happy about, because it's always, controversially, it's always been my least favorite park. Because I have the least stuff to do in it, so the more stuff, the better for me.
I'm curious to see what goes on in there. Anything is better than what's there right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do agree.
All right, and I guess we'll get on to this week's topic.
Today's topic, like Tommy brought up, will be what's up and coming in 2019. We'll be talking about things that are scheduled to be released and give our opinions on them. And, of course, when talking about new 2019 features at the Walt Disney Parks, the big story is, of course, Galaxy's Edge with Falcon Smuggler's Run and the Rise of the Resistance rides headlining. What are your thoughts on all that?
I'm really happy that they're going for a more immersive approach. So it's Disney for me and for pretty much everyone. It's more than just a normal theme park.
Yep.
And this just shows that they don't want to make just some themed land based off of some really big IP.
Universal set a really good standard for that with the Harry Potter land too, the whole immersion parts. I think it's good that Disney has competition like that. I think it
Exactly.
helps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Potter basically
Kinda like
changed the
another
game.
level. Yeah.
And Disney, in my
Absolutely.
opinion, was complacent for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Then Hogsmeade opened. I think they were like, okay, they gave us a shot. We're still there. Then Diagon Alley came out, and they're like,
It's like you're in the movie for that. My God.
yeah. Now Hollywood Studios, they looked around and were like, we need something here, and they've got the big property with Star Wars, so why not use it?
And the idea of this being like an RPG basically is what it's sounding like they're doing for this, where it's like you accumulate like some kind
Credits.
of you accumulate the credits and like a personality there of your own character. I think it's a really interesting idea. I don't know how far they're really gonna take it. How far it's just wishful thinking, I guess. But
Yeah. The one thing I'm really interested in is cast member and guest, like that dynamic.
yeah,
Especially
that's
from
hit or miss with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially from what I've heard with the whole Falcon Run, depending on how much you damage the ship, you get a bounty on you, and then a bounty hunter will actually confront you about it. I'm interested to see how that works, considering it seems like a very violent thing for like Disney standards, especially involving actual guests, not other cast members. But just the fact that they want to take the extra step to make it this area more believable by having the performers interact with just your everyday tourist.
Now, what do you think about the droids that are supposed to be roaming around? I saw in Star Wars Night last year they had some test droids rolling around. We had the trash can rolling around for a while, and Tomorrowland, miss him. But what do you think about the droids going around? And is there going to be enough room for them to even roam around with all the guest flow?
Yeah, I'd say definitely for the first even year.
6 months to a
gonna be-
year.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. They're going to have to be. It's probably going to be a weekday only thing.
Yeah.
Not on holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Galaxy's Edge is released prior to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, which I'm guessing it won't be, but without that extra ride to alleviate some of the tension there, it's going to be really tough for them to walk around without causing too much commotion, too many accidents.
Yeah, because then you have everyone surrounding that one thing. Like, same thing actually happens in Toy Story Land. if you see one of the Green Army men, everyone just like surrounds them in like a big circle, and they become like the center of attention. And when you have a small walkway like that, it doesn't help. So
So before we go into the attractions, Olga's Cantina is supposed to be the big dining location there. Curious to see what they do there, if it's going to be more of a sit-down or a quick service. Also, the big question comes into, in Hollywood studios, yes, you can serve alcohol. Disneyland has not had alcohol served in its parks since the beginning, so curious to see how that goes
didn't they
along.
just change that?
It hasn't really gone official yet,
Okay.
from what I've understood, but Hollywood Studios has.
Wasn't
They
it Club
have baseline
33
stuff.
that wanted to?
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see them
I'm okay with it.
having Galaxy's Edge being the starting point for that, just because it's going to draw in a lot more
Yep.
in terms of attendance to the parks, because you're not only getting just normal Disney fans like ourselves, but you're getting, children and
Their
Star
parents.
Wars, like diehard Star Wars fans who
Yeah.
want to experience this, especially considering it's canon in the Star Wars universe.
So what do you think of the blue milk that's going to be for sale?
I'm definitely going to try it.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
Do I know what it's going to taste like? No idea, but I'm interested in
Luke
it.
made it look real good, so I am excited for it.
And I'm sure there'll be some signature food like we have at Santuli's Canteen in
Yeah.
Pandora.
I think
Curious,
the blue milk might be that like signature food item.
I believe
like
that
in,
would be the-
in Harry Potter, it's the
butterbeer.
butterbeer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it might just be like that.
Well, I could see that, maybe like the bread thing that Rey has in Force Awakens.
Oh, that's true. That would be cool.
Do we get the
Like
green
meat.
milk from The Last Jedi, though? Luke made that look less appetizing.
Maybe, I mean, it could be like a holiday option.
That's
Like,
true.
That could be like the alcoholic version.
That is true.
That's what I'm
Oh, that's
thinking
a good
about
point.
Interesting. So, of course, let's talk about the two big things in Galaxy's Edge. The thing that all of you really care about, the two attractions. First, let's talk about Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. I know that's the big one everyone's talking about. I'm concerned about it with the interactive level. If you're riding with people you don't know, what happens if someone makes a mistake and you just waited 3 hours in line? What's the level of interactiveness going to be featured in this attraction?
I don't think you're gonna see as much interaction as some people are building it up to be. I think it'll be more than Mission Space, but I don't think it's gonna be like a video game. I think it's gonna be like you can damage ship, and it can like harm your like team's score overall. But I don't think you can straight up stop the ride. I think it's gonna have a set time that you go through. Be like Star Tours, you have like your set mission you go through, and it's just along the way like your mission might like change. But I don't think you can just like fully fail. I think that would be a big mistake because a lot of people would be pissed.
I'm surprised they're using Hondu in this from the Star Wars TV shows. Not many people who don't watch the shows know about him, so I'm curious to see what his level of participation, I guess is the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see them doing that because of the resurgence for Clone Wars, which is going to be happening.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yep,
Yeah,
me too.
I'm very excited for it. But maybe that's their way of getting more people to come on board with it. Like,
Yeah,
oh, this is a really
doesn't
cool
hurt.
character.
It's a little thing to throw into. Like it's
Mhm.
someone might ask like, who is this character? Look it up, and it might get them into that. So, or a kid ask his parents, who's that? Same sort of thing.
And of course, we have the next attraction that I'm most excited for, but has been kept under wraps until as of late, the Rise of the Resistance, which you're aboard a Star Destroyer. We'll see what that all entails. I've heard rumors of there's a little attraction before the ride. There's going to be a pre-show area like they do in Escape from Gringotts. I've heard animatronic AT-ATs and animatronic Kylo Ren.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
they said that's the ending. It's going to be the big face-off between you and Kylo Ren.
I
So
would like that. That'd be cool.
if they make it look anything like the Shaman's animatronic,
Yeah.
then
Oh, it'll look. We know it's gonna look beautiful regardless. That's Disney just blown out of the park with animatronics lately.
Yeah, again, just the footage of Belle and Beast for
Yeah.
the Beauty and the Beast attraction.
Insane.
It's not just like Lumiere's, a smaller thing like that.
That
or
one
an
blows
inanimate
my
object.
mind too. I think
But-
now they're moving past the projected faces, which I'm kind of glad about because like they do look really good, but you can tell.
Yes.
That they're because like when you go on Frozen Ever After and you see their projected face, while it looks really good, once you get up close to that Elsa one at the very end, you can tell how easy it's projected. Or with the Seven Dwarves on the mine train. So I like that they're going back to like So I get why they didn't before, because you go into like that uncanny valley with the eyes specifically, and like that Bell one show, they're like on another level, or the Shaman too. It's kind of amazing.
Well, this is going to be the first Disney World trackless ride, correct? Because Ratatouille is going to come out after this.
I believe so.
I think,
yeah.
or if Mickey and Minnie, isn't that one the same sort of thing?
Is it? I don't know too much about. I know that's on the train, but I don't know much about if it's going to be trackless or not. So that comes out to which ride comes out first. Personally, I think we're all in agreement. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will come out first.
Open it the same day.
Yeah, that will.
Both the same day.
If anything goes wrong that day, then you're gonna have a lot of angry
definitely.
guests.
Yeah.
But that's also something we want to bring up. What could go wrong in Galaxy's Edge? We know Pandora, they shared a showroom. Once one fire alarm went off, both rides went down. So I'm glad they're not doing that with this attraction. But Rise of the Resistance, we were talking about earlier, there's a couple of different rumors about pre-shows. One, you're going to be sitting down and kind of lifted up in the space, because they're taking it very serious that you're in Batuu, and then you have to get up to space to get on the Star Destroyer. So some people say you're going to sit down. I've heard another thing where you're going to get in a ship, and it's going to be like Gringotts, where it's going to make you feel like you're moving, but you're not. Personally, I think that's the best bet.
Yeah. They have to do something. I don't think you can just be like Star Tours, you just get on it and then like you're already in like the spaceship base. I think it's a cool idea that you're starting on Batuu and then like going into the space station.
Well, speaking of Star Tours, we have to talk about the cameo of DJ Rex, right?
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great character. Definitely missed him.
Yep. I do miss him.
But another reason to go to Olga's Cantina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. That'd be exciting.
Do you think they take out the animatronic of Rex in the queue when that happens?
No. They're not going to do that. They leave it.
You think they leave it?
Yeah, I think they leave it.
Now, what happens, not right away, if Galaxy's Edge is successful, what happens to the launch bay and Star Tours? Is that
Star
a place?
Tours, I feel, it's probably safe, just due to the fact that they can change it with every new release of a Star Wars movie. I mean, they did it with Force Awakens and Last Jedi. They didn't do it with Solo or Rogue One, which I feel it would have been really cool to quickly jump to Scarif or run through the Castle Run with
Yeah, that would have been cool.
young Solo.
Well, I guess the question comes now is, can it be replaced by another IP like Incredibles? Or if you want my opinion, I know I'm in the minority here, what if we take out Indiana Jones Stunt Show and Star Tours and put the Indiana Jones ride from Disneyland here?
What? No, what?
You don't like that?
No, I don't like that. Just replace Dinosaur and put Indiana Jones
Oh,
there.
I like Dinosaur.
I love Dinosaur too, but that's one change I wouldn't mind. Just to get it. No, you can't do that. But then you have two of the same ride, basically.
You can say that about Universal with Transformers and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't Universal.
Oh. But no, I'm just curious to see what happens. The Star Tours. I love Star Tours. It's one of my favorite attractions. Mm-hmm. But the fact that it's
so out of place.
Out of place now, and you have the Muppets in between
Star
the two.
Star Tours, then Muppets,
then
Star Wars again.
Here's the question. Do you just eventually do an expansion and tear down Muppets Courtyard and all that area?
Well, they just opened a new restaurant up there, so that's what makes
Which
me
already
think
is
now.
seasonal, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know, because it just opened when I was there.
Yeah, they went seasonal with that, so could you just tear all that
I
down?
would be surprised if they would. They put a lot of money into that, I assume, so.
And they would have to lose Mama Melrose.
That is true, too. Yeah, that's a tough spot. I think that's something they're just gonna have to deal with. That Star Tours is there. It'll feel out of place, sure, but
I mean, if there wasn't the whole deal with Universal and Marvel, it would have been a perfect spot for the Iron Man experience from overseas, but again, that's one of the
so I'd be okay with
characters that
Muppet
we're
Vision
not allowed to
leaving.
use.
I'd be okay with Muppet Vision leaving. I wouldn't be devastated on that one.
Well, I know they can't do much more with the Muppets because of Jim Henson's family, which
they
I
own the
completely
Muppets.
understand.
Yeah, they
now.
fully own it now.
Oh, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
They got
Okay.
the whole rights.
Yep.
There was rumors for a while that they were going to put a Muppets Dark ride that was going to be the
Yeah.
Great Movie ride, but
Yep.
with the
That
Muppets.
would've
So
been
that,
awesome.
and then where Pizza Planet was, and as well as Pizza Rizzo, was going to be like an original Pizza Rizzo that would have little rat animatronics from the Muppets delivering your food. But I feel
They
that
tried
could-
that with Ratatouille in Paris, and it didn't work. So
Exactly, yeah.
Launch Bay, I think we're all on the same boat, where as though we like it, we can see it getting destroyed.
yeah,
Because that, at least Star Tours is close. Launch
Yeah.
Bay is on the other side of the park.
yeah. That was always a placeholder.
It could be just like how one man's dream is an entire memorial thing to Walt himself. Could be one towards Disney film in general, having props from various live action films.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, they had that for a little while in the backlot tour.
Yeah,
they did.
Am I remembering that right?
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
And plus, we know for a fact that they are allowed to have, of course, props from Marvel movies in there. They had it with Doctor Strange. They had it with Black Panther.
I think they still have the Black Panther ones.
I believe they changed it to Mary Poppins.
Did they?
I
okay.
believe so.
When we were there last time, they still had the Black Panther ones. Okay.
All right, so if anyone has anything else to say about Galaxy's Edge? Nope.
No?
I guess we can talk about the next attraction that's supposed to open in Hollywood Studios in 2019, which in our opinion is going severely under the radar, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Tommy, I know you're a big fan of this. I'll let you take that.
So I'm just going to start off by saying I was devastated with Great Movie Ride, the loss of that. I was there, actually.
Were we?
What?
Yeah. Well, aside from, some dated animatronics, it was still a very enjoyable ride, especially as...
you missed the animatronics, just go see Red in Pirates of the Caribbean now.
That's true.
Very true. But as a huge film buff, I was sad about it.
Yep.
And originally I wasn't a fan of... I enjoyed the fact that there was going to be a Mickey Mouse ride, but since it was based off of the new cartoons, wasn't really sold on it. And that's when I stayed at a Disney resort and was sort of forced to watch
They
the cartoon.
kind of shoved the cartoon down your throat
every night.
But it's worth it.
I will say the show itself is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen, and I'm very excited for the ride.
Yep.
Again, it's going to be the first actual ride attraction with Mickey Mouse. I know there was a show similar to America Sings, not the same rotating theater, but the animatronic use of
Mickey Mouse is it was where Phil Our Magic used to be. The Mickey Mouse Review.
Yep.
Yes.
That and Phil Our Magic they both have Mickey Mouse in it, but again, they're just shows, one of which has been long gone. The other one focuses more on Donald Duck and his journey through other Disney movies.
His Kingdom Hearts journey.
His Kingdom Hearts journey. But seeing a full-on ride about, one of the most iconic characters in just history is very, very cool to see.
And we have to talk about the 2.5D 3D with no glasses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Game changer, you think?
If they pull it off, yeah. Considering, again, I don't want to make it sound like we've been bashing Universal for most of this, but
I love Universal.
We do, yeah.
It's an enjoyable park. It's just all of their rides that involve some sort of 3D elements require 3D glasses. The Gringotts.
Spider-Man, Transformers.
In that sense, I do think it'll be a game changer.
So, being able to do this without it, I feel will set a new standard for these types of rides.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to use both the animatronics and screen-based allow that to happen. My concern, which I know we talked about, is what happens if you go see Fantasmic and you see one version of Mickey, then you go to the other, you go on the ride and you see this version of Mickey. In my opinion, the way they can fix this is I know they have the new animation show that they're going to put on the Chinese theater. What I would do is you go by generations. So you start off with Snow White, but Steamboat Willie starts it off with that version of Mickey. And as you go through times, you show all the different versions of Mickey. So that
park's like a celebration of Mickey.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
So it kind of goes from the different movies throughout the time. But as you're getting closer and closer to the present day, you see the different versions of Mickey as kind of a transition. And the way it can kind of end is, well...
Plus, that's on the Chinese theater, too, which is where that would be, so that would work very well.
I think it would fit. A really good fit there. Whether they do that or not, I don't know. I'm excited about the attraction, though.
Me too. I wasn't at first, but I think I've warmed up to the idea.
Yeah, I was never a big Great Movie Ride fan. I always thought that they should take that down and kind of put something same concept but use their IPs. Yes.
I think they should have done that as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to always go through a room and it would have been the Guardians of the Galaxy, but of course we got the coaster coming soon. But Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, we all believe it's going to open before Galaxy's Edge.
Definitely.
No disagreement?
No, not at all.
Can't say I disagree.
I think a lot of people aren't gonna know it's there though. That's because you still have the Chinese theater, so I feel like it's just like a weird show building to have for it, basically. We have like this Chinese theater, but then like
doesn't make
inside's-
sense for the attraction itself.
Yeah, but there's nothing they can really do
Well,
about that.
their explanation for the Chinese theater is you're going to see an old classic Mickey Mouse cartoon,
Oh, okay.
and you're going to the
Alright.
Chinese theater to see it. That's their
Okay.
explanation for it. They couldn't take down the Chinese theater. They just used
Yeah.
all that money
Yeah.
To renovate it.
Well, that and it's
the projection show.
one of like
Yeah.
the 3 or 4 symbols of Hollywood, or the 3 remaining symbols of Hollywood.
But yeah, they all
Rest
get
in
taken
peace,
down.
Exactly.
I still miss the hat.
Eiffel Tower, the Hat.
Yep.
Great movie ride. They're starting to use Tower of Terror now. Don't touch Tower of Terror.
Please
Disney.
never touch that ride.
But that's a discussion for another episode, I think.
Yeah.
All right, the next topic, sticking in Hollywood studios, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. Pretty much you're going to be sitting in a theater, seats are going to move, there's going to be a very screen-based
It's
attraction.
like Shrek.
Semi, but
Right.
your seats are supposed to move a little more, but there is going to be an animatronic Lightning McQueen kind of teaching you how,
okay.
because I don't know if you saw the third Cars movie, but he had that like simulator.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's supposed
okay.
to be around that kind of.
I like that idea.
So similar to It's Tough to Be a Bug, but more movement. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to go in the Sunset Theaters next to Rock and Roller Coaster, which used to host Club Villain. Again, it's just a capacity either. It's going to have Mater, it's going to have Cruz Ramirez, not as animatronics, but on the screen, but there is going to be an animatronic Lightning McQueen.
Okay, that's something.
Do you know if these are similar to the ones that they had for the meet and greets over near Midway Mania and
I would assume they're going to be more along the line of the Cars Land ride,
Okay.
where it's
Yeah.
going to be
Where
the
at the end of their
screen-faced.
ride, you have the screen. Yeah.
Because I'm assuming
Yeah,
Lightning's
no, that
going to
makes
talk
sense.
to you.
Yep.
most likely, yeah.
To what extent this is all going to go, I don't know. I was kind of confused when they announced it, but Disney's going very Pixar and Star Wars based in Hollywood studios. Again, we're not losing anything to get it. I never went to Club Villain myself,
Me neither.
so I think it's going to be a welcome addition.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see the budget of this, just to kind of see, is this a temporary thing, or is this going to be here to stay?
Yeah.
I think it's more of a temporary thing, if anything. Because, I mean, the most money they're putting into is the animatronic, which I feel like they might already have the blueprints laying around for.
There is a photo of the animatronic, but you can only see the backside, and there's a tarp over the front. So you don't really see much, but you can
Yeah.
tell it's Lightning.
That gives me more faith in this idea as an attraction. Like, when I first heard it, I thought it was just like a tough to be a bug like thing, with just cars. I was like, I could care less about
Yeah,
that.
but
But having the animatronic helps.
Tough to Be a Bug as Hopper, which, say what you
I
want
do
about
love
that
that.
attraction.
I do love Hopper, though.
It's such a good
Yeah.
animatronic.
It's still
Oh,
amazing
definitely.
now. Yeah.
I'm curious to see how they unload and load that attraction with Rock and Roller Coaster being right there. Your most popular ride in that park, arguably. There could be a lot of congestion in that
So
area.
where is it exactly?
It's going to be in the Sunset Theater, so if you are in the line for Rock and Roller Coaster, there's that wall that's bridge. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That building right next to it, so that wall is going to be taken
that's
down.
gonna be weird.
Yeah.
See, I think what they do for that, way down the line, once they get the rights to Marvel stuff back, they rip all that out. As much as I would hate to see it happen, you get rid of Rock and Roller Coaster, you get rid of Tower of Terror,
Well,
you
that's
change
what-
that theater to Marvel, and then
That's what's happening in Paris. It's the Iron Man
Yeah.
experience is
Yeah.
taken.
Yeah. What I feel they would do with Marvel though is, since they already have the Guardians coaster in
Epcot.
Epcot,
Yeah.
and since they're making a huge deal about it being one of the the longest indoor roller coaster,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
being something brand new for Disney, I feel, and again, it's at a point in the park where behind it, it's not too much. That would be
Yeah.
probably a great space for them.
to do Marvel stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't know the blueprints of the park. I know it's backstager, but if you were to take out Launch Bay, and it kind of leads towards a different direction, the Sunset Boulevard where the restaurants are across from the Beauty and the Beast stage show, maybe that could be another entrance. I don't think that would work, but it's just an idea.
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios is just trying to fix itself from years of complacency. We got Galaxy's Edge, Lightning McQueen, We've got Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. We're going to lose Beauty and the Beast, in my opinion, very soon with the sing-along opening in Epcot.
Yep.
I do love Beauty and the Beast, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite shows there,
Yep.
but it all depends on the Gaston, in my opinion. If you get a bad Gaston, your show's not going to be as enjoyable.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious to see what happens to all these. It used to be a very show-themed park. You had Stunt Show, you have Frozen, Indiana Jones. You had a Hunchback of Notre Dame show for a little while. I loved that show. But going forward, we could see more attractions and less shows. I don't want to lose Frozen. I'm not a big fan of the movie, but that show cracks me up when the cast members are on.
Yeah, the cast members are amazing in that attraction. I love what they do with it. But like, it is weird the first time I saw it. Like, how they do it is they're just like, and here's the song, and then they play it on the screen, and then like it's like you're watching the movie, which I think's a little weird. Except the end part's awesome when
the
they
snow
all come out. Yeah, when Elsa and all them come out, and you actually see them singing there. But it's a little weird how they just like play it on a TV for you, basically, and then they come back out and like, did you like that? It's a little bizarre, but
it's better than American Idol, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
But I do miss Doug. I don't know how many people remember that Doug was in that show way back in the day.
I think I've only seen that show once or twice.
Quail Man. I think that's it for Hollywood Studios opening this year. We were going to talk about Metroville, but that is already opened. Let's go to Epcot, where, of course, we know Guardians and Ratatouille are down the line. The only thing scheduled to open this year is the new nighttime show, which will replace Illuminations. Yep. But, of course...
For a short time, though, right?
Yes, that's what... it's going to be replaced next year with the new permanent show that's going to be about Disney movies.
Awesome.
So this one is supposed to be a celebration of Epcot. It's probably going to have a low budget because it's temporary. But I hope it's a celebration of Epcot. Figment, the countries, all the music.
I'm excited to see it.
I agree. We're going to lose what Epcot was or was supposed to be.
Which I'm kind of okay with.
I agree with that.
Yeah, none of us hate the fact. We're not upset about EPCOT, but...
Yeah.
But it's nice to get that little celebration, like, hey, one last hurrah, and then it's going to be in this new era.
Yeah.
Especially considering it was, like, the last park that, well, sure it wasn't a park when you envision it, but the last park actually influenced by Walt.
And that's a big factor. I mean, when people start complaining about they're changing Epcot. Epcot was never supposed to be a theme park. I know a lot of people are going to roll their eyes when I say that, but I'm curious about this new nighttime show. Like I said, they're probably going to be mostly setting up for the new show, so it might be weak fireworks, weak projections, but as long as it kind of gives Epcot that final...
Yeah. Illuminations is getting stale for me for a while anyway, so I like for a little change, and then so soon after to get another change after that.
Well, with Illuminations, it's a classic, but you see things like in Disneyland, what's the water show they have over there? World of Color.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. That's incredible. Happily Ever After, game changer.
Oh, yeah.
We lost Wishes, and Happily Ever After replaced that.
I don't know how I feel about it still. I loved Happily Ever After, but I miss Wishes.
No, I love Happily Ever After.
No, so do I, but like something about Wishes, I don't know. I feel like it might be more just remembering it than anything.
Nostalgia?
Yeah.
Thoughts, Tommy? I know. I'm sorry, we just interrupted you.
Oh, that's fine. You guys can go on your Happily Ever After and Wishes debate.
No. What I was thinking with Illuminations is just... It was a good show, but it never really hooked me. When I was there, I would rather go see Happily Ever After or Wishes than see Illuminations. Still probably would pick Illuminations over the nighttime show in Animal Kingdom, but that says more about it. The quality's not great. It kept getting pushed back.
Is it the one where it's in the water?
I just Rivers of Light.
Rivers of Light.
Yeah,
yes.
I just ignored it last time I went. I think I just went on Everest instead again because I don't know.
But
I think I saw that when it first came out, as well as the Jungle Book
show
that they had,
which is being replaced this year. Good segue by a Lion King nighttime show that's going to be on the Tree of Life. Celebrates 25th anniversary.
Very cool.
Thoughts on that?
I mean, it works perfectly with the movie's release.
Yeah,
I've got to say that. So it's definitely going to draw in some attention at the parks, because usually people don't go to Disney parks because of a brand new light show,
No.
a brand new fireworks show.
It's
or
something you just
anything
kind of
like
like,
that.
you see, oh, that's cool, and
Yeah,
you stand there and watch it.
Exactly, unless you're like a diehard fan, like I have to see this show.
Yeah.
But since again we have a new Jungle Book movie coming out this year,
Lion
it's
King.
Lion King movie coming out this year. I mean, it's gonna draw in a whole new like wave of fans for that.
Yep.
That I don't want to say series, considering
It's one.
they're only
Well,
they have two,
Lion King
but
1.5.
I don't
There's a
think
Lion
they're
King
gonna,
too.
There is, yeah. No,
I don't
you're
think
right.
they're gonna do either one of those
Yeah,
live action
you're
anytime
right,
soon.
you're right.
But
We're not going
I
to
would
get
love
disgraced.
Lion King 1.5 live action. That would be actually pretty amazing.
it was my second favorite Lion King movie. I just liked the bonus feature on the DVD where you could go to Haunted Mansion,
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That was very enjoyable.
Yeah, not much else coming to Animal Kingdom at the moment. We had the Hakuna Matata dance show come out. Not much to that.
Whatever.
We just
For the
got
kids. You know.
It is. We just got Pandora.
Yeah.
We can't get greedy, but I know we're all hoping Zootopia is.
Or Wakanda. They could.
If they
That
find a
would
way
be
to get
cool.
Wakanda, I
That's
think
the
that's part of
perfect
the
place.
Universal. But
I do too, but it would be a cool
yeah,
addition.
it ties in more with the Avengers and
would you rather Wakanda in Animal Kingdom, or would you rather it in the former pavilion next to Ellen, kind of like a Wakandan?
Because that's the future world idea
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So that could work for either way.
That-
And plus Marvel, you
and
know.
since each Marvel land they seem to be theming them slightly different because they're all supposed to be different outposts or headquarters that
Yeah.
Star creates.
Yep.
It would be cool to have the Disney World one being themed after instead of being a Stark built one, since it's gonna be built later, have it like a Wakandan embassy.
Yeah.
We're just being greedy. We can't lie
Of
about
course,
that.
Disney's just treating us so well lately, so.
Going across the country, we have Pixar Pier getting Jesse's Critter Carousel, which is just going to be your typical carousel, but it's going to feature different Pixar animals. And we have the Inside Out attraction, which is going to be Flix Flyers, but themed towards Inside Out. Any thoughts on Pixar Pier as a whole, or these two new attractions?
I feel, for me, Pixar Pier is just so cheesy. I just don't like the idea of having, like, the carnival idea for it. I just feel like it's something you would see at, like, Six Flags. I don't know. Because, like, I hear, like, about these rides, and they're just not, like, Disney rides to me. They're just kind of like, we're just going to theme it after this character, and it just happens to be in reference to this character.
Well, Paradise Pier was supposed to be the California sunset.
Yeah.
And it was meant to be like that, but it just
Yes.
wasn't Disney standards. So years later, they're like, how do we make it more Disney? Pixar. Though it looks nicer, in my opinion, it still doesn't have that
Yeah.
Disney
The
feel.
Incredicoaster just feels like a Six Flags ride to me. If you look at it, literally just like they just like throw some stuff on it. They throw like Jack in there, and it's just like could have done more to that, but
However, I would have liked to seen Heimlich's Choo Choo Train added to that. That's just a cult favorite. Nothing special to it, but really not much else going on in that side of the country. Well, Galaxy's Edge, but
Yep.
we discussed that earlier. Going back to Florida, the Skyliner system. What are your thoughts?
I'm very excited for it. Have they shown off all the designs yet for them, or just a few?
I'm hoping they haven't. I know they've shown a lot,
I
but
think
Because we have
4 or 6, something like
Haunted
that.
Mansion, Beauty and the Beast. We have one or two Mickey and Pals ones.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe over time they'll just kind of throw
Yeah.
some in.
I
every
feel
now
they're
and
gonna
then.
probably do some more attraction-based ones like Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Um,
Was it
I mean-
the Hitchhiker Ghost? Is that what the?
that's
thing is?
that's who they
Yeah.
currently have. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they swapped that to the Hatbox
Hatbox
Ghost,
Ghost,
but
yeah.
that's. I could see them maybe doing Figment as well,
No.
like having a purple
They're not touching
one.
Figment. No one touches Figment.
well, Epcot, there is a Skyliner system in Epcot.
Yeah, that
so.
would, I
Yeah.
can see that being like one of the ones connected to it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm excited for it just because it's a new travel option.
Yep.
Although for me, whenever I think of the Skyliners, I think of going from like Epcot and Hollywood Studios. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And for me, the one of my favorite things about any Disney trip is the walk between the two. It's a nice way to sort of like, you're not really cooling off because you're walking like 80, 90 degree weather, but
It's a good
just-
change.
yeah, because it's never busy at all.
No.
You get to
Never.
go by the boardwalk, stop in some of the shops and like the bakery there. Maybe take a stop by any of the boardwalk resorts. And again, since it's never really busy, you're not bumping into people. You don't have to worry about strollers bashing into your ankles.
I'm curious to see what the Skyliner I know they've talked about no AC, so I'm curious to see that. I'm also curious to see the scooter scenario. Is there going to be a certain one that can accommodate a scooter, or can they all take the scooter?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And I'm also curious to see the timing, how long it takes to get from one resort to the park. Is it going to be... They're saying it's going to be quick.
In general. Is it going to be like an attraction to go on this thing?
Because they've said it's going to be quicker than a bus, but like you said, if you're waiting...
Yeah. The ride
while.
itself, I'm sure, will be quicker than the bus, but is this going to be like a 30-minute wait just to get on it? Like, is this going to be like a mini attraction?
Personally, I wouldn't mind if it was a longer time to get between park and resort or park and park or whatever. Just because, one, it would be cool if they just play Disney music in the Skyliner itself.
Yeah.
And just... I feel I would look at that more as an attraction because the bus, you're just going on a bus.
It's kind of like the monorail. Like people kind of treat that like as an attraction as well.
Like everyone, when they go to Disney, they have to go on the monorail.
Yeah.
I feel this isn't going to be to that extent because the monorail's so iconic.
But on that idea, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know they're talking about expanding it to Animal Kingdom and all that, but see how it goes at first.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about a lot for what's coming in 2019. It's going to be a big year for us. Of course, Galaxy's Edge being the headliner.
Yeah.
But we have a lot to look forward to in the Disney parks. And, of course, we could talk internationally about Phantom Manor reopening.
Yeah.
That's been closed for quite some time for a lengthy refurbishment. Yep.
We've got D23 coming up in August this year.
That'll be really exciting.
We could get some big announcements there. We do want to tell all of our listeners that we think we got spoiled at the last D23 with all these announcements.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if this year we'll get as many in the parks, but...
Yeah.
One can dream.
I feel that it's going to be mainly
dream.
geared towards Disneyland and the other parks. We're probably going to see a lot more on the Marvel lands and the Frozen land, all the new lands coming there.
Yeah. You're going to see all the attractions for those things.
Yeah. Because, again, at Disney World, they showed off more for Galaxy's Edge. They showed off some Mickey and Minnie. Toy Story Land, Guardians, Ratatouille, Tron.
Yeah.
We got so much over here in the East Coast.
Yeah.
We're all getting ready for the 50th anniversary in a few years.
Yep. 2022, 2021?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's going to be a completely different park. It's going to be a great experience. And 2019 has a big, big part in it.
Yeah.
That's all for this week's episode. Be sure to leave a comment below saying what you're excited about in 2019. And with that, we hope you enjoyed your stay at the Commentary Resort.